everybody, Neil here. Back with another episode. We're all done with the furnace, so we're going to do something new. Everything I do, I rush through so I can do something new. What is that new thing? Custom rendered block. I think I could put this on 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure I can. I'm confident. I'm feeling good. The biggest thing is the Techne. We actually have to go through and model it. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to build a table. And we're going to start there. So let's pull up some Techne right now. And I think I kind of tinkered around with this yesterday. But what we're going to do is we're going to call this Obsidian Table. And you know what? Before I just actually jump into this, let's pull up the Googleizer. And what am I doing here? Just do a Google's for Techne. Download Techne, like so. Download from here. This is Windows only, so I'm going to come back and I'm actually going to do a model of using MC Modeler, because that is for Mac. Works for Mac. It's Java based. And you know, I'm new to Mac. I have a Mac. I just started tinkering around with it. I heard a rumor that you can install Windows into it. I'm not sure if any of you have done that. Unfortunately, I don't know how well MC Modeler works, so hopefully it works out good. Download that, install that, blah blah blah. But hopefully MC Modeler will work. So what I did, and we'll do it again, is I decided to create a model name, and this is going to be an Obsidian table, and we're going to do model base, and our texture height, let's actually do 32. So you'll see this block, and this block is essentially the platform that you're working on. You hold down the right mouse button and you can actually cruise around in this 360 view. If you hold down your mouse wheel, you can move the whole thing. Kind of reminds me of using Google SketchUp, to be honest with you. And you'll actually see down here in the bottom right, we're looking at the left side, we're looking at the front, the right, the back, under, down, or up, down, like so. And when we start putting stuff on this, that is when we're going to see textures start appearing up here, and they'll be kind of be pre-marked with these things right here. So let's get started. We're going to start with a cube, and the first thing that we want to do, and I'll kind of explain this a little bit later on why this is important, is because it'll actually, when you export your code, it will come out like this. So we have our dimensions, and this is essentially going to be the dimensions of this cube that we're creating, and you'll see that it's attached to this sphere right here, and this sphere is essentially a joint, right? If we do any kinds of rotations or anything, you'll see that it actually rotates on an axis around that sphere. We're not actually going to do any of that today. We are, however, going to adjust the dimensions of this. So we're looking at the front. You'll see this first one is our X, right? So this is our X. This is our Z. So you see that it's going further away from us. And then our Y is like so, up, down. So, as kind of I've kind of been explaining as we go along. How does this work? Left to right is your Z, forward and back, or left to right is your X, forward. Left to right is X. Y is up and down. Z is forward and back, right? We're actually going to do this. We're going to make this bad boy 4 inches, and this is our tabletop. And what we actually want to do is we're going to change the position of this, and so we are going to move the position down to the bottom here, and you can actually see where it started going inside of the block there. We don't want that. And then from here we can actually adjust the Z-axis, and we're going to take that out, and we're going to move our position along the Z-axis. So let's do that. We're going to make it bigger to 16, like so. Like so. And then we might as well go ahead and pump this out to 16 as well. But then we're going to need to offset our X position to go there. So you'll actually see, what do we have here? We kind of have this tabletop sitting flat on the bottom. Now our offset, this is actually where we move our relative position to our sphere, this joint point, if you will. I'm not entirely concerned about that, simply because we're going to be putting legs on here. They're going to have joint points of their own that are going to attach to this, so it's going to be all good. So yeah, there's our tabletop, and you'll actually see that our texture right up here, we have the top, the bottom, and then we have each of the edges here. This one right here is the right edge. This is the back edge. This is the left edge, and then we have our front edge. Following me so far? Yeah, textures. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. Let's do a new one, and we're actually going to make this a 4x4. 4x4, and let's move this bad boy's position down to there. Is that right? Nope, we got to go one more. 8. Like so, and then we're going to move this on the x-axis. We're going to move that there. Is that good? Is that savvy? It looks pretty good. Yep, looks like we're right at the edge. And then we're going to extend this bad boy down. And we're going to do position, so that way we move this down and make sure that it is flush with the table. So we have 4x4, we have 8x8, and then 14. So this is 14 high, this is 4 high. What does that make? 18? No, 14. So 4 plus 10. Yep, that's what we want. It's going to be a little bit lower than a block because we're only actually doing 14 pixels. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to change this to leg 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this, and what I can do then is I can adjust this like so. And then make it the other table leg here. Now the thing is it actually still leaves it labeled as leg 1, so I want to change that to leg 2. Muy importante. We're going to copy and paste again. Are we? Copy, paste. There we go. We're going to move this bad boy up over here. 8. Right on the edge. Oh, we already have one there. Already have one there. So let's actually move this over here. Like so. And then we're going to move the position of this down to snug. Right so. And then we're going to move this bad boy. Yeah, let's move it down. Why not? Why not? So you see, really, all of these buttons are really just ticks to the, to the left and to the right. And so really, what you're doing is you're just adjusting the position of each of these until they get into the right place. So you'll see now we've got ourselves a nice little table, right, with the 4 legs right here. And what we are going to do is we need to adjust the textures of these. So let's actually come in here and we're going to change this to leg 3, and we're going to change this one to leg 4, like so. Now, what we need to do is we need to move these textures around, because you'll see that we have this background texture for this piece, but what's happened is as we've gone along here, we've overlapped textures. So we need to offset textures. So we'll actually move it on the y-axis first. And it looks like it is too big. It is too big. I suppose I could move it up here because this is blank space. And then, am I going to have to redo this whole thing? How do we edit texture size? Load texture, edit project. Ah, texture height, 64. Yeah. What? Let's try to move this leg, see what happens. This ain't 64, bro. Boop, 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 boop. You see what happens to my leg here? It doesn't have any way to texture it. Edit project. Yeah, that's not working. That's not working. How are we going to do this? I have an idea, and that involves skinnying this up a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Well, that's not going to make any difference. So let's actually do this. We're going to move that down, and we're going to shrink these legs up a little bit. We're going to move that down, shrink up the legs a little bit. We're going to make these 8 high. Make sure you plan that out right. I didn't plan that out right. And then we'll move the position of this on the y-axis. We'll move this down. So now we got short legs. Short legs on a short table. 8 plus 3. Let's make that bigger again. We'll move the position. It's right there. So 8 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is 12, so our block's going to be 12 blocks high. Let's get these textures aligned. So this one will actually need to move this down, and we should have just barely enough room. We do. And let's grab this one. That one's already good. And then this one. Let's move this one down, and we need to move that one over, and is it this one? Nope. Is it this one? Yep. So you'll see up here in the upper right, we're actually moving these textures down, so that way they're not overlapping each other, because if they overlap each other, then your image is going to come out derpy. It's going to be a derpy McDerperston. So let's do this. Let's save as. I already have one in here, so we're going to do, we're just going to name this Obsidian Table Twabble, like so. And what we want to do is let's go ahead and export as a texture map. And so we're going to export our thing right here. And downloads. No, we don't want this in downloads. We want this in desktop. Modding. Neocraft. And you know what? Let's actually just leave them right here in our base modding folder right there. And so we'll come in here. We will come into desktop. And we will come into Obsidian Table, and we're just going to open this, open with paint.net. What? That's just not right. Export as texture map, Obsidian Table, yes. Open. Desktop. Modding. There we go. So here you will actually see our textures. These are the legs, top and bottom. These are the four sides of the legs, top and bottom, four sides of the legs, top and bottom, all the way around. And then these are the edges of these two planes right here. So what are we going to do? We are going to come out here and we're going to open up our vanilla items. And we're gonna kind of do a mashup here. We're going to get obsidian like so. And we're actually going to copy this whole thing. And we're going to bring it over here and we're going to paste it in. We're going to paste it on the top and on the bottom of that. And then what I think we will do is we have a 4 by what? 4 by 8. So let's do 4 by 8 like so. And we're going to Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, and because I'm ultra lazy, we're just going to select these four, like so, and we're going to go Control V, Control V, and Control V. Tops and bottoms of these things don't entirely matter, but we care. We care, folks. We care. So let's just put those there for the tops and bottoms of our table legs. And then for our edges, what we'll do is we'll actually just grab this section right here. Since it's actually the same thing twice, we'll copy that there, put another one there. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to come over here and we're going to open up the iron block. And what we're going to do here is we're going to copy this edge, and this edge, and this edge, and this edge. Control C. We're going to come over here, Control V, and we're going to move this right on top of here. We're going to do another one right on top of here. And we're going to paste this. We're just going to leave this here for a second because we're going to use this. So let's actually grab this. Control C, Control V. Whoa. You know what we need to do here? We need another layer. So now let's Control V. There we go. And Control V again. What's going on over here? What are you eating, wife? Speckled malted milk eggs. So that's like Whoppers for Easter. You thieving so-and-so. You stole them from the kids. Rude. Rude. What am I doing? What am I even grabbing? Oh, I'm grabbing nothing out of that because we need to get it off of this layer. Oh boy. So let's grab that. And you kind of get the gist of what I'm doing here, right? I'm really just putting banding around everything on this obsidian table. Like so. And for the legs will actually be really easy because these are, we're going to do 4. What were these? These were 8 tall. Oop. 4. So we're getting right along that edge. And then we're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Copy. Paste. And there's nothing there because we were on the wrong layer. Okay. One more time. 4. And Control 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Control C, Control V. And we're going to put that there. Control V. And we're going to cheat again. Because I am entirely too lazy and entirely too uncreative to do this all on its own. So we're going to come down and we're going to grab these four, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. And you know what? You were on the wrong layer. Control C, Control V, there, Control V. Oh, there, there, and there. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to come back to this main layer right here. We're going to Control C, Control V. Will this work? No, it won't because of the different layers. What I think we need to do is flatten these down. Merge layer down. There we go. Ah, sugar. Now we will merge layer down. There we go. So now it's all one layer again. And we'll copy and paste that. Copy and paste that. And paste again. And put that there. Cool. So here is the texture for our obsidian table. We're going to go ahead and save that. And we'll jump back into Techne. We will load our texture. We will go to obsidian table. And voila. Look at that. Now I don't really like how this feels. Right? I don't like the way these edges are. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to come back over here and I'm just going to grab my ink dropper and we're going to grab that and this and we're going to put those guys in there. There we go. Like so. Like so. Right there. Right there. You guys see what I'm doing here? Is this making sense? What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect all of these edges so in that way really the thing does truly look like it's banded all the way around, like somebody just put together, like chiseled a piece of obsidian out and then put this iron banding all around it. It's going to be cool. And we're going to save and voila, that's what we wanted. So that's it right there. That's our custom render block all done. Time to go home. JK. What we need to do is we actually need to, so we built this and we're going to actually export as Java and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to put that obsidian table right there, and in our next episode we're going to start loading this into Minecraft and having some fun with it, getting this bad boy in there and then getting it to render. So take this time for me to record the next episode. Get in there, make your textures, make your block, whatever you want to do. I chose a table because there was a particular fella who had asked for a table that he wanted his furnace to sit on, and so I'm kind of demonstrating the table. When we get in there, unfortunately, you'll see that this really won't work because this is shorter than a regular block, but that's okay. We'll work it out. So until next time, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.